On June 28, 1914, a 19-year-old youth named Gavrilo Princip shot and killed Archduke Franz Ferdinand, the heir of the Austro-Hungarian Empire, and his wife Sophie. This event sparked a war that caused a terrible massacre. In which about 70 to 80 million soldiers and more than 100 million civilians lost their lives. Was this the reason for the World War, in which more than 40 countries participated? Could a single killing lead to a world war, or was there more to the story? Was this incident just a matchstick that ignited a bomb that was already built? To understand this, we have to start from the beginning. First, let us know some of the main characters of this war. Ottoman Empire, also known as the Ottoman Sultanate, was established by Prince Osman in the 13th century, who was a great military leader and strategist. Under his supervision, this sultanate flourished and expanded. In the 16th century, under the rule of Suleiman, it reached its peak of power and territory, and controlled most of the three continents of the Middle East, North Africa, and Southeast Europe. It also remained the center of Islamic culture and civilization for a long time. But by the end of the 19th century, nationalism arose among its citizens. Many different ethnic and religious groups demanded independence for themselves. Russia, which was declared by Peter the Great in 1721 after his victory over Sweden in the Great Northern War. Peter modernized and westernized Russia, making it a major European power. The empire expanded through war and capitalism, and by the end of the 19th century, it reached its largest area. It covered more than 15% of the world's land area. German Empire, which was one of the world's leading industrial and military powers, was acquired by Prussian Chancellor Otto von Bismarck after the War of 1871. It formed a triple alliance with Austria-Hungary and Italy to compete with France and Great Britain. Austro-Hungarian Empire, which was the result of a constitutional agreement between Austria and Hungary, achieved after the Austro-Prussian War of 1867. It had a dual monarchy, with the same ruler, army and currency, but two separate parliaments, governments and administrations. This new federation, known as the Austro-Hungarian Empire, was a unique political experiment that tried to accommodate its diverse population and maintain its status as a major European power. So let's see what happens next. Ottoman Empire, which was now a declining empire, and Russia, which saw an opportunity to seize its territories, fought several wars against the Ottoman Empire, and by the end of the 19th century, Russia had captured many of the Ottoman Empire's regions. In 1828, Russia waged war against the Ottoman Empire and won, granting independence to Bulgaria and Moldova. However, in 1853, Russia was defeated by the joint forces of the Ottoman Empire, France and Italy, but in 1877, Russia again waged war against the Ottoman Empire and won, granting independence to Bulgaria, Serbia, Montenegro and Romania. The Ottoman Empire was a powerful empire that was declining and struggling to hold onto its vast territory. The Russian Empire aimed to expand its power and was ambitious. The Austro-Hungarian Empire was a multi-ethnic empire held together by fragile alliances and agreements. Serbia was a proud but small nation seeking independence and unity for Slavic people. Germany was rapidly industrializing and militarizing, aspiring to become a major world power. France aimed to maintain a balance of influence and power in Europe. In 1914, the First World War, also known as the Great War, began with the assassination of Archduke Franz Ferdinand and his wife Sophie by a Serbian revolutionary. Ferdinand was the heir to the Austro-Hungarian Empire's throne, and they were on a trip to the capital of Bosnia, Sarajevo. Ferdinand deeply loved his wife Sophie, but his uncle, Emperor Franz Joseph, opposed their marriage. Sophie came from a noble family but not a royal lineage, so their children were declared unfit for the throne. Sophie faced many humiliations as a result. Ferdinand remained the heir of Franz Joseph and the chief inspector of the military. In June 1914, while in Bosnia-Herzegovina, he agreed to participate in military exercises. Austria-Hungary had annexed some provinces against the wishes of neighboring Serbia, causing discontent there. Ferdinand considered Serbians as pigs, thieves, killers, and evil. Yet, he opposed taking harsh measures in that region, fearing it would worsen the already tense political situation. After learning about Ferdinand's upcoming trip, a secret revolutionary society of Bosnian youths began plotting his assassination. In May, Gavrilo Princip, Trifko Grabiz, and Nedeljko Kabrinovic went to Belgrade, the capital of Serbia, where they received weapons from members of the Black Hand. There's still controversy over whether the Serbian government was involved in this plan. On June 23 RD, Ferdinand and Sophie went to Bosnia-Herzegovina. The entire journey, Austro-Hungarian officials seemed more focused on the dinner menu than the supposed security details. Meanwhile, 7 young Bosnian individuals had gathered along the Apelki, a major road parallel to the Miljaka River in Sarajevo. When the motorcycle passed, its route had already been made public. Kabrinovic asked which car the Archduke was in. Then he threw his bomb at the car, hitting it just enough for it to deflect off the roof and bounce under the wrong vehicle. In the resulting explosion, 2 military officers and several onlookers were injured, but Ferdinand and Sophie remained safe by chance. Kabrinovic mostly ended up jumping into the shallow river and attempted half-heartedly to commit suicide before being apprehended. As he was taken away by the police, he supposedly shouted, "I'm a Serbian hero." At least 2 other young Bosnians seemed to support the Archduke, but they seemingly lost the courage to attempt the murder. Instead of fleeing immediately from Sarajevo, Ferdinand decided to proceed with the scheduled program at City Hall. After completing it, he emphasized meeting the wounded officers at the hospital. To encourage anyone else planning to throw bombs, the motorcycle sped under high speed along the Apelki. Mistakenly, the first 3 cars turned onto the same street where Princip was standing. As the cars tried to turn back to Apelki, Princip took out his pistol and fired 2 shots from close range at Archduke, hitting his neck and also hitting Sophie in the stomach. Ferdinand said, "Sophie, Sophie, don't die, stay alive for our children." However, within a few minutes, both of them passed away. A 19-year-old Serbian rejected, Princip later admitted to trying to kill Ferdinand but claimed he hadn't intended to harm Sophie. The penalty for death was too short. Princip received a 20-year sentence but succumbed to illness and died in jail at just 23 years old in April 1918. Tensions were already escalating between the powers in Europe, and the assassination of Archduke Ferdinand and his wife Sophie rapidly pushed towards World War I. Initially, Austria-Hungary received German support for punitive action against Serbia. Then they sent an ultimatum that Serbia was unlikely to accept. Serbia proposed mediation to resolve the dispute, but instead of this, Austria-Hungary declared war on Serbia on July 28, 1914, exactly a month after Ferdinand's death. By the following week, Germany, Russia, France, Belgium, Montenegro, and Great Britain had all joined the conflict, and the United States and other countries joined later. In total, over 16 million people, soldiers and civilians, lost their lives in the war that lasted until 1918. This devastating war had deep and complex roots, involving nationalism, imperialism, and an arms race. However, the assassination of Archduke Ferdinand marked a crucial turn, escalating tensions and setting the stage for war. It was a tragedy that not only devastated Ferdinand and Sophie's family but also inflicted immense suffering upon the world.